Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to objectify women. Well, we're not going to. Uh, that's a little bit of a joke, but apparently people don't get jokes anymore. So yeah, it'll be objectifying them. Yay! We'll get to the Trump tweets here in a little bit, but just saw this article, and it actually reminds me of something we read earlier tonight. So let's have a gander, shall we? Before we do that, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. It is Sunday, right? Somebody help me out here. What day is this? Man, being crippled sucks. I'm not going to lie. But it also very much sucks not to ever know what fucking day it is. Good thing they have smartphones now. Wonder what would have happened way back. I'd have to carry around a calendar with me and hope I'd crossed off the right words, right days. Whew. I've drank a little bit tonight, but that's not the problem. And I'm going to talk to my doctor about that too, because just that little bit of drink, just a little bit, and I'm telling you guys, tiny amount, takes the edge off that pain. I need something. I wonder, can a doctor prescribe whiskey? Is that something that they do? Sexually objectifying women leads women to objectify themselves and harms emotional well-being. Dun dun dun. Good morning, Nuts. I hope you're well. Hi, Prospero. Hope you're well as well. Sexually objectifying women leads women to objectify themselves and harms emotional well-being. How does a woman feel when a man wolf whistles at her from across the street? Or when a male coworker gives her body a fleeting once-over before looking her in the eye? These examples may seem relatively innocent to some, but our research has found they can have negative consequences for women's emotional well-being. Women? Really? That's the word you're going with here? Women implies grown-up. All right. I mean, we asked women to record any incidents of sexual objectification on a smartphone app, alongside rating their feelings several times each day for a week. Is it wrong for me to ask if any of them were in period week? Anyway, but when women experience sexual objectification, in many cases, it led them to scrutinize their physical appearance, which negatively impacted their emotional well-being. Let me get this right. This is how you ladies think. Hey, help me out there, ladies. If a guy shows interest in you, that they think you're, kind of sexy, that makes you think you're not sexy. If I have that logic right, women, give me a 1. If what I'm reading here is absolute nonsense, give me a 2, because I'm very curious. I'm very curious. If I thought I understood women better than this, and I don't think this is actually women. I think this is a product. I believe it. I actually believe that they found this. I just think that it's a product of the times. I think it's a product of the times where they've been taught that if anybody ever looks at you sexually, that's them saying you have no meaning, which is utter horseshit. There goes my first real big swear of the day. We believe our research, conducted with colleagues in the United States, is the first to demonstrate that when women are exposed to sexual objectifying events in their everyday lives, they become more preoccupied with their physical appearance. This, in turn, leads to increased negative emotions like anxiety, anger, embarrassment, and shame. What in the absolute fuck? We asked 268 women aged 18 to 46 in Melbourne and St. Louis in the US to install an app on their smartphone. Several times each day, the app prompted them to rate their emotions, how preoccupied they were with their physical appearance, a measure of self-objectification, and whether, self-objectification? What in the, okay, all right. In the manner in which we're talking here, the manner in which we're speaking, you're talking about sexual objectification. So you're talking about this hurts. It actually hurts. Hi Far, we're actually reading, and Peter, we're reading news from down your way. This is where this research was done. It was done in Melbourne. How do you guys say it? Melbourne, Melbourne, Mel something. But with people in St. Louis as well. Okay, so apparently, if a woman is thinking about their physical appearance, they're sexually objectifying themselves. That makes no goddamn sense. Melbourne, thank you. And whether they had recently been targeted by sexually objectifying behavior or had witnessed such treatment of other women. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. You know what? That should have been two separate questions. Two separate questions. Because you know what? If you told me women started thinking more about their bodies and, worrying about how they looked because somebody else got sexually objectified and they didn't, I would definitely believe that. Definitely believe that. If you're telling me that because somebody basically complimented them, you don't have to like that it's a compliment, but it really is. It is a compliment. It's somebody going, man, I would really like to get in that. You look so good. I would like to put my penis inside you. Now, that might not be the kind of thing you want to hear, but it is a compliment. It's a crass compliment. Next 6 minutes says, I don't really want to be awake right now, but since I am, why not watch Ranting Monkey? You know what? I will take your pity watch. Fuck it. I can't sleep. I'll watch this asshole. Those two questions do not belong together. I'm sorry. No. Have you been targeted or did you witness somebody else? Fuck right off. Using smartphones to track women's everyday experience of sexual objectification has several advantages over other approaches used in most previous objectification routes. Oh, I can't wait for this. First, we can be sure we captured real-world examples of sexual objectification rather than artificial scenarios. No, you can't. What in the how? How can you be sure? Did you have them film it and only the ones that were caught on film you actually took? Because otherwise what you're talking about is a woman going, yeah, kind of. This one seemed a little bit sexuifying to me. Oh, this hurts. This hurts so bad. Second, instead of relying on potentially unreliable memories of past events and feelings recorded in surveys or journals, by using frequent smartphone surveys, we could gather more accurate real-time reports. Only if it just happened. You do realize you, oh my God. Okay, here's what they did. A couple of times a day, the people running this experiment sent out the thing going, how are you feeling right now? It's not that every time it happened, the people sent in a report. Finally, repeatedly sampling women's daily experiences enables us to observe the psychological processes triggered by sexual objectification. Oh my God. Y'all, I went off this rock. Seriously. I'm not one of those people who's like, hey, we need an asteroid to come in and wipe us all out. Because I like humanity. I like being alive. Here's what I need. I need a giant spaceship where I can take my family and my friends and people I do like and just blast the fuck off to another world where we can start over on our own. It'll be like Swiss Family Monkeyson. A-tailed feature, how you doing, man? We'll start over. We'll just like, look, we're going to take all this crap that happened the last like 30 years and say, nope, sorry, gone. That never fucking happened. Because Jesus fuck, look what it's doing to women. Look what it's doing to women. Peter, thank you so much. I wonder how many of them were actually honest when they answered. I know, right? Yeah, Star. You're welcome to come, sweetheart. Oh man. It's going to be a big ass ship. I'm going to be the pilot though. Well, not the pilot. I'm going to be the captain. Captain Monkey. Yeah, we need Earth 2 desperately. It's just time to start over, man. And all the whiners like these. Okay. I seriously need help with this. I do, because I know men and women think different. I get that. You guys are far more, you're much more critical of yourselves than we are. And people are, men think about themselves. We do. But for the most part, unless there's something really wrong with you, like I know people who tend to be grossly overweight, like Boogie. Boogie worried a lot about what he looked like, and I get that. But for the most part, if you're a dad bod guy, you look yourself in the mirror like, I got a little gut. Fuck it, I don't care, and you go about your day. I've never heard of a woman doing that. Like, oh man, got just a little gut. Oh well, fuck it. There's always something like, oh, I got to get rid of this, or I need to get in shape, or that bitch is ugly. Look how cute she is. Fuck her. I should have done my Valley Girl voice for that one. No, I don't understand it. And I don't understand the idea that if somebody is complimenting you, that makes you feel bad. Diesel Dave, thank you, says they're way more emotional. Oh, I get that. Believe me, I do. My wife has actually come to me before and she's been crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And she goes, I honestly don't know. I'm like, well, come here, I'll hug you, because I have nothing else. I don't know what else to do with that. Yeah, so I get that women are more emotional, but this emotional, like he wolf whistled at me. I must be ugly. Like, bitch, what are you thinking? What are you? I think they're trying to turn us into each other. Well, they're trying to turn men into women, and I think that's horrible, because I've seen such a big increase in the number of men who've started to follow the same thing. Not just like people like Boogie, but just regular men who are like, oh man, I need to worry about my body more. I'm gonna shave my fucking chest. Oh dear God, fuck off. Guys, be men. It's okay. Yeah, brush your hair, take a shower, put on some deodorant, put on nice clothes, and then get on with your day. Don't. I saw my wifey who used to love Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, the original cast, not this 2.0 cast. And so many times they're like, I don't get why men do this. I'm like, because we're men. We're men. Just because all 5 of you are gay doesn't mean you're not men. Doesn't mean you can't understand what it's like to be men. Like the one that stuck out of my head. I don't know why guys shave so fast. Like they're in a hurry, because we usually are. Diesel Dave says, I wish chicks would wolf whistle at me. Yeah, look, this is another thing. If you've ever been randomly complimented by women, I have. And that's not a humble brag. It's just when it happens, you'll be pepped up all day long, man. All day long. It's a great thing. But don't do it to women, because apparently it makes them want to cut themselves or some shit. I don't get it. It makes them go sexually objectify themselves. It's fucking stupid. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up, because it kind of plays into another story I wanted to talk about anyway. And yes, it is a holdover from last night. But where the hell is that? The Starbucks story. Do I have the actual story? Because that's the tweet. I want the actual story we read. I think it was MSS News. Let's find out. Least professional monkey on the internet. I should have had this pulled up already, but I didn't, because sometimes I'm just not professional, and I'm singing to try to keep it going. There it is. This was wait, why are you making? I don't want to do a survey. Fuck off. There we go. Starbucks workers' epic reply to man saying he likes his coffee like his women. Dun, dun, dun. Epic response, y'all. Unhinged is a much better way to put it, but according to the Mirror in the UK, it's epic. Here's what's happening. All right. Here's what's happening. People on social media are praising a Starbucks employee after he called out a salesman for sending a sexist email. David Brunel, the director of product engineering for the coffee chain, took to Twitter to share the message he was sent and his brilliant response. His screenshot of the offending email reads, I can't help myself. What's your go-to order at Starbucks? I like my women like I like my Starbucks coffee. Tall, blonde Americano. Now, I want to stop right here and let you guys know. That's it. That's what he said. That's as deep and as ugly as it gets. He likes his coffee like he likes his women. Tall, blonde Americano. Now you might be wondering, wait, what? So? Well, let me school y'all with old Mr. What was his name? Brunel. David Brunel is going to take us all to school. Appalled by the blatant example of sexism in his inbox, David quickly responded, explaining exactly why it was wrong of the unnamed sender to make this kind of comment. Yeah. Diesel Dave, I've been complimented, but it's been a while, and sometimes I'm dense and can't tell when I'm being hit on until hours later. But still, it makes you feel good, right? And ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you. Basically, they got upset at a dad joke. Look, there's tons of... Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. He said, you lost me with this line. Tech can be a challenging place for women. Your statement perpetuates the mindset that women are here for our entertainment. I don't believe that to be true. This type of statement also makes a few dangerous assumptions that I'm a heterosexual and will relate to the objectification of women, that I am cisgender and haven't personally been objectified / alienated, and that I'd feel comfortable objectifying women behind closed doors. He adds, one of my company's values that I am deeply committed to upholding is creating a culture of warmth and belonging where everyone is welcome. I'm also dedicated to increasing diversity in technology. In order to increase the number of women and minorities in this field, we need to foster an environment where everyone feels safe and supported. It doesn't seem like our values align. Do you guys remember what the guy said? He made a joke about liking tall blonde women, tall blonde American women. He didn't say fuck all about women not being able to be in tech. He didn't say fuck all about any of this shit. This dude lost his fucking mind. But it's an epic response, y'all. It is epic if you're looking at it. Holy shit, what an epic meltdown. What an epic overreaction. Dear Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what was so wrong there. And I think this guy was just waiting for his moment. He was waiting for his moment to shine on social media. I bet he wrote it to himself. I bet if you check the logs, he sent it to himself from like a work computer. Because one, that's not a very good joke anyway. Most coffee jokes are, about how dark you like your women, right? Dark or strong, or I wonder if he would have been offended if he said, I like my coffee like I like my women, black and strong. Oh, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Wait. Oh shit. How do I respond to that? Taylor says, I still think the email's fake. Yeah, I mean, it could be, even if it's not. What in the absolute fuck is this guy on about? Oh my God. He said he likes tall blonde women. And Frosted Glass, yeah, I saw, I was about to mention, Frosted said, I like my women like I like my coffee, cheap, silent, and unable to vote. There were quite a few, because after I saw this on the show tonight, I had to tweet at this guy, because Jesus, fuck, man, really? And one person actually got mad at me, because they gave their opinion and I responded. I just want to tell you guys this. If you respond to something that I tweet like that and we have a disagreement, I'm probably still going to disagree. Even if I know you follow me or something, I'm still going to give my opinion. But yeah, there were quite a few I like my coffee jokes made. Oh, you guys are going off on the Eddie Izzard thing. Yeah. So women are way too fragile, and men, stop acting like they're that fragile. They're not. You could have taken that joke actually to one of the female tech workers that you work with and shown it to them, and you know what would have happened to them? Nothing. They wouldn't have burst into flame. They wouldn't have just, suddenly melted. They'd have been fine. They'd be like, oh, all right, yeah. And just move on with their fucking day unless they're, hyper bitch like you are. Because that dude's just straight bitch. And the epic response, go fuck yourself. Because you are Mr. David Brunel. You're kind of a bitch. I such an overreaction. Such an overreaction. But again, I mean, we just read that story that if you compliment a woman, and again, sorry, if you sexually objectify them, it makes them hate themselves. That's the world, man. That's the world we live in. Huh. And that's why I want a giant spaceship to get the fuck off this planet and leave the crazies behind. Hey, Poppy, how you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're having a good night at work. So, let's get to these Trump tweets, shall we? Trump is at it again, man. Trump is at it again. Sorry. I still have a little cough, so I keep muting myself so you guys don't have to hear that shit. The where's it at? I got to go back to my profile so I can find it, because this is the one that I woke up to today, and yeah, it was kind of midday, but that's when I wake up. This one. This is what Trump tweeted out today. Representative Elijah Cummings has been a brutal bully, shouting and screaming at the great men and women of Border Patrol about conditions at the southern border, when actually his Baltimore district is far worse and more dangerous. His district is considered the worst in the USA. As proven last week during a congressional tour, the border is clean, efficient, and well run, just very crowded. Cummings district is a disgusting rat and rodent infested mess. If he spent more time in Baltimore, maybe he could clean up this very dangerous and filthy place. Help clean up this very dangerous and filthy place. Now, I first saw this because Chris Cillizza tweeted it out. He tweeted out, and this is a direct quote, y'all. Attacking a black congressman who represents a majority black district and calling it a rat and rodent infested mess. Okay. Like, we know what you're implying there, Chris. Just say it, you cunt. You're the one who actually brought. Oh, look, Elijah Cummings is black, and Baltimore's a majority black city. If Trump is attacking them, it must be sexism, right? No, it's not sexism. What's the word I'm looking for? Racism. Chris, you absolute pussy. If you're gonna actually put that out there, at least be man enough to say what you mean, you little bitch. I think I should have named this stream "Men or Bitches." I just feel like that would have got me in trouble, because we're gonna be talking about a few man bitches today. No, Cass, I'll throw you the link. Hang on just a second. Got to get to the right place to do it. I'm gonna sing to you again while I'm doing other things in the background, so that maybe time passes without the dead space. Because that's the kind of good host I am. I don't know if dead air is better than me singing. I don't care. I like singing. So anyway, there was nothing racist about Trump's tweet. Nothing. Now, there was another part where Trump said nobody wants to live in Baltimore, which led CNN, what is he, correspondent and co-host of New Day Weekend, to cry, to actually fucking cry. A grown-ass man on TV crying because Trump said nobody would want to live in Baltimore. I'm going to let you guys see it. I'm not making it up. Now, there's a great part about this. It's awesome, actually, because Mr. Blackwell here, Mr. Victor Blackwell, he starts out telling us anytime Trump uses the word infested, he's talking about black or brown people. He's got 43,000 tweets or some shit like that. And anytime he uses the word infested, he's talking about black or brown people. That's what this shithead actually says. He he actually says this shit. But then he goes on and he gets to the part where nobody wants to live there. And he actually has to stop. There's actually dead air. There's like 4 or 5 seconds of dead air. I wasn't paying attention to the screen. I was doing something else, getting ready for the show as I was watching this. And I thought maybe the video had stopped. But no, that's how long he was just silent. And I look over and he's got that, he's biting his lip, trying to hold it in. And he said nobody would want to live there. I did. He actually said, I did. Ever since I was born there, all the way till I got into college. Like, whoop, time out. Wait. So you wanted to live there the whole time you were a minor and had no choice. Huh? Where do you live now, sir? Where do you live now? I bet it's not Baltimore. Because if it was, you would say, I'm living there now. Which you quite clearly didn't. You said you lived there up until college. Odd, the city that you loved so much, that's not a horrible, rat-infested, crime-infested shithole. And the city you love so much that you would want to leave, that you want to be there. You're not. That's weird. You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. You can go back. Hell, you got CNN money now. I mean, sure, you're not daytime. You're not a weekday. You're weekend, so you're probably getting what 10% of what the big guys get. You're still making decent money. Go back to Baltimore, man. I would highly suggest getting really good locks on your doors, not going out at night. Did you see the link to the Orkin report that Baltimore is one of the top 10 rat-infested cities again? I didn't, but I did see somebody who walked through the streets of Baltimore today and went into some abandoned ass houses with just garbage and shit everywhere. And yeah, rats. Huh. It's almost like Trump was being right, or Trump was right. Baltimore has been known as a shit city for decades now. Decades. Not just a dirty, nasty infested place or rat infested place, but also crime infested. I mean, if you're so distraught about him saying no people would want to live there, then why don't you take your ass back, Mr. Blackwell? Take your ass back there. Go back there and show me. And don't go find one of the good neighborhoods. No. You go live in the real Baltimore, man. You go live in the real Baltimore. I know you won't. I know you won't, because you're happy you got out. And I bet that's what your family actually says. He got out. I bet that's how they put it. Because that's what happens in cities like that. You get out of Compton. You get out of Detroit. You get out of Cleveland. You get out of San Francisco. Which, by the way, sorry, Baltimore. San Francisco is going to take over your title as the worst rat-infested place here real soon. Because, holy shit, they just shit on the streets there. But it's okay. I can say that because San Francisco is like really, really white. I mean, they got some brown people and some black people, but they're really white. Anyhow, yeah. So this man actually cried on TV over this. And you fucking bunch of fucking pussies, man. Bunch of pussies. Chris won't just come out and say what he means. Oh, it's racist because he's a puss. This guy actually cried. I mean, you should see it is. It was sad. It was just absolutely pathetic. You're crying over Trump saying nobody wants to live in a city that you yourself left and never went back to, you douche nugget. But it's all right, man. It's all right, because Trump said infested when he talks about black and brown people. Oh, man. Yeah, because apparently in the Omar tweet, you know, the one that everybody says it was directed at all 4 of the donkey horsemen, the donkey men of the donkey men of the apocalypse. He used the word infested in there. Then in one back in 2014, he was asking why we would have troops going over to help with Ebola, the Ebola infested countries. So yeah, oh my God, he said Ebola infested African countries. That's what they were. What? I feel like banging my head against a wall. Seriously, that's. I don't understand these people. I need my spaceship. I need Earth 2, but we're not going to call it Earth 2. We're going to call it Monkey Land. I'm going to set all the rules. Don't worry. They'll be very relaxed rules. Leave everybody else the fuck alone and learn to take a joke. I think those are two pretty easy rules. Don't hurt anybody else physically. But feel like that's why is Ewok trending? I don't want to know. Yeah, so another Trump tweet sets off a firestorm of how racist he is, even though there was nothing actually racist about it. Go figure. It's almost like it's predictable. And the last one that I had ready. This one really annoyed me, actually. It's a minor thing in the grand scheme of things. Who is this twat? I need to look her up because she seems very familiar to me. Oh, it's this bitch. Okay. Rebecca Nagel. She tweeted this out. So let's throw this up on the screen. Throw that up on the screen. This top one here. Native Americans are 2% of the U.S. population and 20% of the people currently slated to be executed by the Department of Justice. Hashtag death penalty. Oh, no. They're not going to do that, are they? They're not going to execute 20% of the 2%, are they? Are you? Oh, no, they couldn't do that. Well, no, this makes it sound a lot worse than it is. So here's what happened. There are 5 people on death row using her words slated to be executed. 5 people. One of them is a Native American. 20%. That's it. One person. But because people are stupid and people like this bitch, Rebecca Nagel, she's a Cherokee. What does she call herself? Cherokee activist, a writer, advocate, and language learner. And she's a propagandist, is what she is. She's a cunt. This is dirty. This is just fucking dirty. We're only 2% of the population, but 20% of the people on death row. Not even on death row, on scheduled to be dead. So what? You can't go on death row unless you can't have 2% of 5 people. The fuck is wrong with you? If you have a problem with that 20%, you need to take it up with that motherfucker who killed people. Seriously. And where is that tweet at? Where's that cunt's tweet at? Sorry, I moved off of it. I didn't mean to do that. Nope, not that one. This one. 1.7K retweets and 1.9K likes. That's how many people listen to this stupid bitch who took in her words and like, yeah, that makes sense, and never bothered to look. Never bothered to look. Because why would you? Why would you bother to look and see if somebody's blatantly fucking lying to you? Excuse me for just a moment, gentlemen and ladies. Hi, Polly. Hi, Eve. How are you guys tonight?
Pretty good about you.
I was fine until I heard you advocating the assassination of Native Americans. My God.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I'm doing well. I don't know what I walked in on. because I was fixing my makeup because the last time I applied it was 10 o'clock this morning. So
Here, I'll sum it up for you, Eve. Monkey saying that there's not enough natives on death row.
oh my,
Polly.
that's unfortunate.
Polly, I usually have this this rule about not touching my butt, but you can kiss my ass. Okay, here's the tweet. I'm going to read it. Since you missed it. This is from Rebecca Nagel, who's a cunt. She said Native Americans are 2% of the U.S. population and 20% of the people currently slated to be executed by the Department of Justice.
And how many people are slated to be executed?
5.
5 people for the whole country?
Yeah.
It's kind of a disingenuous statistic, don't you think?
Considering that means one guy is giving you that 20%, I would say it's an outright lie. Real quick, Diesel Dave, I'm sorry, not sorry. Every Native American I've met is a begging mofo. I've met a lot of them who aren't. But hey, everybody has their own experience.
I can't say that I've ever met a Native American.
There's a lot of tribal lands around these areas.
You know, I just heard you deny Diesel Dave's lived experience.
I didn't. I said everybody has their own lived experience. Or are you talking about Eve?
No, it's his lived experience. So by definition, his truth. So, you know, you
like I said,
you contradicted him.
I didn't. I said I have my own truth as well.
No, that's dismissive.
You're in a mood tonight, aren't you?
No, I've never understood that where people say I just mockingly pointing out the hilarity of the claim. This is my truth because it's my lived experience. But that's necessarily going to come into conflict with somebody else's truth. That's why truth shouldn't be subjective.
That's
why you're fucking the concept of truth in the ass when you do that.
We don't get our own truth.
That's when you say, what about my lived experience? Well, your lived experience doesn't matter because you're a cisgendered, heterosexual, white male. No? Anybody?
Yeah.
No, well, that's what I mean. It's
You're
like when they say lived experience, they mean victim narrative. It's a euphemism for victim narrative.
Frosted Glass. Polly, please touch my butt, Ranting Monkey.
See?
No, I said kiss my ass. You got the quote wrong.
I heard a sexual invitation, hashtag Polly too. This is awful.
You are 100% allowed to kiss my ass. That's it. No, I saw that this tweet actually. I don't get pissed off very often when I see this stuff. Usually I just giggle at it and I'll go on a rant about it later. But it's just like, oh God, this is stupid. Like Chris Celiza's tweet about Trump attacked a black man. Fuck off. But this one actually fucking annoyed me. Thank you, Diesel Dave. Drive a truck. You'll meet a lot of them. Polly dubbed my 6th favorite YouTuber. Oh, 6. He has a list.
Holy shit, man.
I wonder who 1 through 5 is.
You should probably
I'm 1.
Sub to some more channels if I'm number 6.
Go ahead, Polly. That's fine.
Okay.
I know I'm 1 and I rate Bears 2. We established that yesterday.
Oh yeah. Speaking of bear.
Uh-oh.
Well, nothing bad.
Oh.
It just you reminded me of something. Yeah, I went and did a little research yesterday, and oh man, the news ain't good. Bear got me thinking about like Google Meets and all that jazz. And let me start with this, Monkey. You said the date of August 1st, correct? For Hangouts on Air going away.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that from? I'm not disagreeing with it. I just want to know.
Google sent it out.
Like emails to your attached account?
No, I forgot. Hang on, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Here we are. Hangouts on Air going away August 1st, 2019. There it is, updated with the exact thing. Here we go. I'll send it to you. Or I'll throw it in chat.
Cool. I want to read it.
There you go.
Yeah, Johnny Blaze has Polly got yelled at. Yeah, every time Bear's on.
It's kind of Bear's thing with Polly.
Yeah.
That's okay. Bear told Sinatra to time me out in chat the other day.
Bear likes to time people out. If you look at the link I sent you at the very top, there's the part that's in orange, yellow, however it looks on your screen. Classic Hangouts on Air streaming experience is going away on August 1st, 2019.
Yeah, there I see it. Yeah.
Hey, James points out that I have more oppression points than both of you, so my opinion matters more. So.
It does.
No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I am cripple. I am a lesbian. I'm a trans man. Wait, trans man, lesbian.
Would you be a trans woman?
Trans woman. Yes. That's what makes me a lesbian.
I'm a lesbian trans woman, and
So you got that? I'm cripple.
Let's see what else. Oh, I have an honorary black card, so I'm like half black.
I'm cripple. I have Native American in me. I have more. I have tons of these. I'm getting old. So you're not allowed to make fun of old people. You guys know that, right? That's
ageist.
That's right.
You're not old by
Yes,
any
but
means.
also-
Thank you, Polly.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to break it to you, man. You don't even qualify for AARP membership. Like,
I'm
what
old.
the fuck?
My lived experience, motherfucker. A lived experience. I also have the worst internet you can get. So yeah, it sucks, man. I have most oppression points. Unless you have more, I'm willing to have an oppression fight. Be kind of like a dance off, but with oppression points.
The
Wait, real quick. Hi, Quiz.
Hello. I was gonna say, is an oppression fight literally a cripple fight?
It depends on the oppression the two people have. If they're both
Makes
crippled,
sense.
then yes.
Makes sense.
Otherwise, it's just an exercise in stupidity, actually.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Yeah, so there's the date. Fair enough. And I'm open to being, as I was telling these two, to being persuaded that what I've found out isn't the case. But it seems like it most certainly is, that Google Meets is not coming in as a successor
No, it's not.
to Hangouts on Air. Yeah, you can go the Google Meet pay route, but that opens the question of why you would simply, like, why would you? Unless it offers superior service for less money, why wouldn't you go to StreamYard, or why wouldn't you go to Skype Gold, or whatever the premium Skype service is called now, or what, like some other paid service? There's no YouTube integration, is what I found out, for Google Meet. None.
Yep.
So it's, as of next week, we're fucked.
No, what you would have, the only way to use Meet would be to capture it to send through OBS, the same as you would capture anything else.
Yeah, it only offers you the same option as Skype, but
basically yes.
But the difference with Skype is free to use, at least in its basic form. Meet is not.
I thought they had a free form of it. Maybe they got rid of that with getting rid of Hangouts. Yeah, because what Google Meet it's basically their answer to Skype. It is going to be a paid service because they got tired of companies using Hangouts for conference calling for free. It's like, why are we giving this service away for free when we could charge for it?
Well, fair enough. But I mean, parsing out the information online in between Hangouts on Air, the YouTube integrated version, the one we're currently on right now, and Hangouts for virtual conferencing, right, is definitely a different thing. Hangouts on Air, I didn't even realize was a rebranded name for Hangouts that is integrated into YouTube directly.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize that. I don't know. I didn't even clue into it because Google's not very, very good at what they do. There is a shocking lack of awareness that I found online, that I haven't found online. There's no awareness that this is going on, that this is happening. People are going to be blown the fuck away that they, come August 1st, come next Thursday, y'all, that they can't just simply launch a Hangouts on Air. It's like, oh, I'll just grab my stream key and do this. Well, that's fine if you're a one-man show. Other than that, what are you going to do? You better have another option in place.
Well, they do have an option that they for what they call quick streaming, but you have to have a camera. What they're doing is you click a button and you immediately start streaming if you have a camera. but you have to have the camera part. And I don't believe you can call people in for that. Yeah, you're gonna have to use OBS and stream to their service.
You can
Because
use
they're
OBS and stream to their service, but how are you and your friends meeting if they're not at your house? What are you going to do?
What do you mean?
Where are you going to meet on Lords of the Night on Wednesday and Saturdays with the guys?
I don't think we've actually decided yet. But yeah, we'll at least for short term, we'll probably just go to Discord.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because
you can grab voice that way, but if you have a if you have a video podcast element to your stream, which we do over at Comic Book Curation, that kind of leaves us fucked. Like there's video options over at Discord, but
yes and no. What'll have to happen is anything that's got to go up on the screen is going to have to go through you, because you'll be able to show whatever you want on stream. Whoever's hosting can show whatever the fuck they want. You just put it in another window, capture that window. You don't. It's a separate option instead of it being like Hangouts right here, where you can just have the talking and the picture on at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be just a little bit more integrated.
Yeah, Prospero says Discord drops voice a lot. I am not claiming that it doesn't. I am just surprised at the amount of people that have such a lofty opinion of the voice and video quality through Hangouts.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Hangouts does something that pretty much nobody else does, and I know you hate that it does the what's it called? The
audio ducking.
Audio ducking. But what they do is your sound is rarely really bad. Everybody it normalizes everybody's voice. It also does a good job because of how it's actually because of how shit quality it is. It cancels out a shit ton of background noise, except for Quiz over there typing.
I'm sorry.
You are allowed. It's like having Scribe on the stream.
I know it's so weird because Polly mentions the fact that he can hear me type too. My mic is so far away from it, but I'm sorry about that. I'll mute now.
Mechanical keyboard.
No, it's here. Fuck it. I'll just go on.
He just got really strong fingers.
I've got one of those like the laptop kind keyboard. With the membrane, the like rubber membrane and stuff. It's just that I don't know. It's like my mic's here, my keyboard is here, so it's like I try to go away from it, but
no, I understand. I actually had to switch my keyboard because with the newer mic, it was picking up everything I typed. So yeah, I have the flat key keyboard now.
Yeah.
And you can still hear it a little bit, but a lot of typing noise comes from the mic sensitivity. That's true as well.
Yeah, that's very true. I recently troubleshooted with Polly to get his microphone back up to normal because he went to Windows 10 and things got messed up for him. But we got it all sorted out.
No, we haven't.
Poor stream.
Well, we got 70% of it sorted out.
For the most part.
Yeah. Still sounds fucker to me.
Diesel Dave, thank you so much. He says, number 1, Ranting Monkey. Number 2, Alex. 3, Satsu. 4, Scribbles. 5, B is for Build. 6, Polly. 7, Tavarish. I think is how you say that. That's his list of his top 7 YouTubers. And I appreciate that. I really do. Good company there as well. And you know what? I hang out with a lot of those people because I have good taste. There's something in the corner of my eye, and it's pissing me off. But Polly, there's no way around having to set up basically like a lot of people do. Like if you watch Ralph's show, if you've ever watched Ethan Ralph's show, they run almost everything through Discord. And once you get things set, you should be fine. It's getting all your audio settings correct. Making sure nobody adjusts their mic, because if they do it all, if they have like gain on it or anything, can you throw everything off. Sometimes if you watch Ghost Poo, you'll notice Bear is like much quieter than Sinatra is. And that's a setting that you have to adjust to get back, and it's a pain in the ass. This is why when people talk about how great this is, basically we're on a phone call right now. This just uses basic phone technology. But what that does is it really does help with normalizing. That's the thing that no other program really seems to do without you having to do something.
Well, Discord introduces a host of noise cancellation, background filters, and leveling itself. You can't get much louder than other people in terms of gain unless they're choking up on their mic. So, I mean, Discord has its own myriad filters going on. What I meant to say by bringing it up is like, okay, you're going to have to go through OBS, but the thing that I don't hear a lot of people mentioning is like, go through OBS. Okay, let's assume that you're not a one-person streamer. Let's assume you're a multi-person streamer, right? Nobody's talking about where they're all going to meet to talk. There's like, well, it's through OBS. Okay, so all your friends are getting together through OBS. That's a multi-streamer platform, right? No, it's not. So what the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I was presenting to Scribe earlier today when he did his test stream to see if OBS worked. I was like, that's cool. This works for you. What are you using to chat with? And he didn't answer because I don't know if he had an answer for that.
And what got me thinking was about all of this is when Bear said last night, when you asked him, well, what are you going to use? And he said, Google Meet, because I won't use Discord. Discord, the quality is very low. And I was like, okay, so what does Meet look like? I was interested to hear. And he said, well, I've never used it, in response to your question about that, but it's got to be better than Discord. I'm like, wait a minute. So as of next Thursday, you're ready to go with Google Meet. You don't know what it looks like, how to start it, and it has zero YouTube integration. That doesn't sound right. But that's not any different, and I'm not trying to single them out. That's not demonstrably different from what I've heard everyone else say. And looking into it last night for 2-3 hours with Jack, it's like, wow, this is bad news. You better have another option, be it StreamYard, be it Discord. You better be ready to have it click in, or you're going to be trying to figure out on the fly, which will suck. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I do. And my answer has always pretty much been Discord. I'm not, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Sure.
I think it's just not optimized well. The features and everything are great. It's just, it is a resource hog.
No kidding.
They have actually been working on improving that.
And they need to.
No, I mean, like, it seems like every other update they come out with, it's like, hey, and we've reduced the data requirements and we've reduced the amount of weight this puts on your system.
Most of the
point.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's the point now where the mobile version's like, I can click on an image and it loads immediately. Like, I used to get a little loading screen, but now it makes the image bigger on my phone, with my shitty ass iPhone 5C, which is like an old ass iPhone. Yeah, it works very well on there now, and they've been working on the desktop app as well.
Most of the people, or most of the complaints I've heard about Discord can all be traced back to the optimization. Like, a lot of people, the voice goes out on it. Yeah, that's usually because there's not enough power left for your computer to be sending your voice. And you're right, they have gotten better. When I first got on there, the first time I was in a fucking Discord call, I was like, oh, fuck, no, I can't even do this. Now, me and Satsu have done streams through there many times without much problem. And the issue is going to be everybody getting their settings right. Excuse me. As for Google Meet, up until recently, I just looked it up again. They had a free option, which I don't see on there anymore. So yeah, they're cutting that off completely to make this a pure business app, which is oof.
Yeah, and they're splitting. You can read about like Hangouts is actually a holdover from Google Plus, and that's why they're getting rid of it, because they've completely phased out Google Plus. So they're splitting the Google Hangouts in between chat and Meet, video and chat, and then just chat. And it's like, yeah, but that entire thing is completely related to their corporate clients for virtual meetings. None of this is related to integrated in YouTube the way that you would go to, launch Hangouts on air. Yeah. Which is the main way that, it's just what we're doing right now. And so I don't know. It's Are you not surprised that when you do a DuckDuckGo search, Google search, whatever search engine you use, it nobody's talking about this?
No, because most of the people I know have already done it other ways, and I just they'll drop back to what they've used before. I don't think they're paying attention to the fact that Hangouts is dying the way it is. Real quick, Citron, thank you so much. Finished my night driving for Lyft with Monkey. Also, what direction do you think my culture war is going? Honestly, hard to tell sometimes. Also, Neener, Polly, I will taunt you till you acquire a Streamlabs. Thank you so much for the donation. Which way is the culture?
Neener. I like that.
Neener.
No one's neenered me before. That's good.
Which way is the culture war going? Very progressive. What's called progressive these days? That's where it's headed, and that's just based on my lived experience. But as
Anthony Vogel asked, who's the other person with a face cam? That would be none other than Inquisitor Quiz, the third member of our second member, whatever, of our Triumvirate of Awesome on comic book curation.
One of. There you go.
Yeah.
Off the Glass was saying that I need to have a America Chavez poster and never acknowledge it, like on my thing. So I was looking up for looking to see on Amazon if I could find an America Chavez poster. They don't sell one. I'd have to go to like Kinko's and make one.
Yeah, that's a very popular character. Fuck.
Well, dude, I've been saying for a long time on comic book curation, this whole Phase 4 thing that Marvel's doing for its movies, it just ushers in the whole idea of the fact that America Chavez can be a movie. And I pray for the day that happens. That will be the death knell of the MCU as we know it.
Fair enough. Oh, man. The culture war. Well, look at the stories we talked about at the top of the hour, man. Donald Trump just criticizing Baltimore. Oh, my God, it has to be racist, to the point where a CNN anchor cried over it. The women, if you show any interest in them sexually, they will hate themselves. I mean, that's where we're headed.
What? I'd like to speak for at least myself. I can't speak for the rest of the women in the world, but if you show interest in me sexually, it won't make me hate myself. I promise.
They have they did a study. They gave 286 women a phone app, and several times a day, they would send out a tweet to them and ask them to fill out a little survey. The survey asked them if they'd been objectified recently or if they'd seen somebody else objectified, and how they were feeling about themselves at that time. And their research turned out and showed when women are objectified, say somebody wolf whistles at them, it really makes them hate themselves. Yeah. They called that research, by the way. I want to throw that out there again. They called it research. What was the other one we talked about? Oh, 2% of the population's Native American, but 20% on death row.
Well, okay, wait, hold on. That one got me fucked up because she's saying 20% of the people on death row. Wasn't that from a panel of only 5 people on death row? Aren't there more than 5 people on death row?
These are the ones that are apparently coming up for it really soon.
Oh, okay.
So it's 5 people. What she said was slated to be executed were her words. So yeah, there's 5 people slated to be executed, and one of them happens to be Native American. Therefore, we're obviously treating Native Americans horribly.
Well, obviously, we're murdering 20% of the Native American population. Yeah,
that's what we do. We're Americans, man.
Yeah,
it's in our blood. That and syphilis that we gave them.
Oh my God.
Do you think they'll just give him a blanket?
I was gonna make a smallpox joke, but then I thought better of it.
Fuck, one time that happened. One time.
What?
What the whole blanket thing, Jeffrey Amherst? I'm so sick of hearing about it. Like,
We gave them smallpox one time. God damn it.
We can do it a second time. We have an opportunity here.
Oh, no.
it was the world's first example of biological warfare. Bullshit. You know how many centuries people have been leaving their arrowheads stuck in the dung pile at the end of town?
But Polly,
it's a centuries-old practice in warfare. First example of biological warfare. Fuck off. Blow me.
Did they do it to Native Americans?
Well, no. The whole point, and inlay the whole point of repeatedly pointing it out. White guilt. I feel so guilty. I feel the need to point it out. Oh my God. Shut up. Anthony, your problems in therapy.
Anthony Vogel, you're absolutely right. 100% are men. It's odd how death row goes that way. And we need more women on death row. You're right.
Yeah. We need more women representation on death row. Wouldn't also then the fact that bullets were made of lead and you can get lead poisoning be biological warfare?
No.
It
only happened to the Indians with blankets.
Oh, okay, got it.
And they weren't even comfy blankets; they were itchy. I got that
on wool blankets.
They were wool blankets with glass shards in them. So yeah, when you're asking where the culture war is going, me and Polly have talked about this many times. Do I think the country is there yet? No, but it's going that way.
No, I disagree.
No, I know you do.
It's what you're noticing is media.
I think you'll find that most people who aren't inundated with this sort of thing, like looking it up and looking for it. If you go to some sort of Joe average on the street, I think you'll find it reflects a lot of like the Pew studies, like people saying, "Are you a feminist?" Most people say no. And I think you'll find the same sort of thing applying to people that say that would toe the line for social justice.
Well, I would even argue even further on that quiz, because I think a lot of those people answering "Are you a feminist?" are saying yes, because it's like, well, isn't everyone? Isn't everyone in favor of women's rights?
Yeah, and see, the thing is, I think you'll find that most people though would say no to if you're a feminist, because I mean they did a study in what was it? Europe, in England, they asked people if they're feminists, and I think there was an overwhelming majority that said no. And I think you might see the same thing in the States.
Studies do show that most people say they're not feminists these days. What is it? Feminists are, last I heard, I think they were down to high 20, low 30% of people who will say that they're feminist. Everybody else is like, fuck no, I ain't that. Polly, I see what you're saying. Like I said, you and me have had this conversation many times. I'm just going by, pardon the expression, my lived experience.
No, my argument is not against you. My argument is for you. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Don't let them convince you that they're winning the culture war, that they're on the right side of history, or at least they're making history going that blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. No, they're not. You want an example, Monkey? Would you like an example? Well, I'll give you one. Now, one of Inquisitor's favorite creators of all time, though I know not why, because he's a total weirdo, is a gentleman by the name of Alan Moore.
He stopped drinking, all right? Oh, wait, wrong excuse. Okay, never mind.
It wasn't an excuse. It was a reason. The guy was crazy for years. Frank Miller, because he was drinking. He stopped drinking. He didn't get he normaled the fuck out. Now, what's Alan Moore's reason? That guy's been crazy his whole fucking life, weirdo commie. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a druid, dude.
So a book that he did write that was excellent. Let it not be said that I criticize everything the guy does, is a certain number by the name of The Watchmen. They made into a movie. People have heard about it. HBO is developing a series about it. Written by Lindelof, who is adapting the material. Now, a key component of that story in The Watchmen is Nixon continues on in the presidency for a number of years, right? And atomic war between the Soviet Union and the United States is the big, climax of the story, right? This is David Lindelof talking about his adaptation of The Watchmen, the new series that's coming up on HBO. Okay, quote, what in 2019 is the equivalent of the nuclear standoff between Russia and the United States, Lindelof wondered. Quote, it seems it felt like it was undeniably race and policing in America. So that idea started the draft itself in the Watchmen universe. He's equating atomic war to race and policing in America that are clearly on the same level of dire edge of the abyss. We're all gonna fucking die-ness.
We're all gonna fucking die-ness.
So what's my point in bringing this up in a relation? This is what happens with media people in Hollyweird and Los Angeles, New York, and Washington, D.C. media experts who never talk to people outside their group, who are just begging for PP touches from their other liberal friends, who talk about Donald Trump as a literal Nazi, tyrant, etc., fascist, blah, 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 who protect Antifa, same group of like-minded individuals. The unfortunate thing is that these lunatics that are willing to equate atomic warfare, nuclear winter, and the destruction of humankind as we know it to race and policing in America. They consider those things on the same level that they're going to say so unironically. Yeah, I'm not surprised that you think the culture war is being won because they have a very loud platform. Oh, well, they're not convincing people of anything other than of how radical they are. And they talk about, oh, everything's so polarized. That response of how polarized everything is, in my opinion, an example of the reaction against it. It's like, man, everyone seems so far gone, so polarized, so fringe. It's only because that's a response to the media and the way that they cover things, because it's a bunch of extremo lunatics running it.
I'm not arguing that it's worse in the media than it seems. I'm looking at things like political correctness, which started when I was quite young, and seeing where we're at with that now. Most of this stuff doesn't start out with horribly radical ideas. It doesn't. If you go back to what really gave political correctness its foothold in America, it was, you can't laugh at racist jokes or you're a racist. And people are, well, man, we shouldn't even maybe be telling racist jokes. And this wasn't something that was pushed 24/7 by CNN or all over the internet. This is back in the day when this shit had to travel mostly by word of mouth or in the daily paper. And that has taken hold to the point now where, I mean, there's actually words only certain people can say.
Right.
I mean, I've watched this happen. So I get what you're saying. It's just from what I see and what I've seen, and again, not to be an ass, but what I've seen growing up and where we're at now, I get it. Yes, right now it's just big in the media, but they have a lot of sway. And you're right, when it comes to your craziest SJW types right now, yeah, they are definitely a vast minority. But I think it's impossible to argue that the media doesn't have an effect, that it doesn't change society as a whole.
Well, I don't think that's what Polly's even saying necessarily. That it doesn't have any effect. I would argue that it has some, but not nearly the effect we all think it does.
Or otherwise, arguments about video games and violence would hold a lot more ground, wouldn't they? If media has some effect and you consume 8 hours a day of Call of Duty, isn't that going to make you at least a little more violent or desensitized to it?
We have thousands of school shootings a week.
I mean, and people I've noticed that are gamers are extremely quick to dismiss that. And I can see why.
Yeah.
Now, that's bullshit. I can't believe they're bringing this up again. Some school shooting happens and you'll have somebody bring up the need to explain it somehow. All right. Politicians, media people, whoever. And then they'll bring up, video games as a quick answer, or ready access to firearms, or because cis white men are the whipping boy, easy to go to target, the only justifiable target that you can identify by both sex and race and get away with it.
Well, that
it's like, oh, it's angry white maleism. That's the problem. What's with the angry white men?
Well,
I remember somebody arguing to me in a classroom that like that's what started the Civil War. Angry white men started the Civil War. What the fuck? That's like saying angry yellow men started the Chinese Revolution. I mean, no, but I mean, it's a stupid argument. It doesn't even make sense. What are you talking about? The majority of the population. What the fuck?
Remember, Polly, all white men are part of a death cult.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that article.
Yeah.
It seems white people are joining a death cult because they like the Punisher icon.
Yeah.
That's it. In any other circumstance, identifying people by sex and race in this group fashion and describing them all pathologically would be incredibly racist. But no, not in this one. Well, it's obvious it's a permissible whipping boy. So therefore, and so the only reason I bring it up in this context is the need to reach for an explanation. And if media has some kind of, I don't know, Monkey. I agree with you that it would seem like hearing the same message over and over again. I remember people saying to me, reasonable people making a reasonable point. Would they really be saying, I mean, God, you just hear Donald Trump is racist, and there's so many examples of it. They can't remember which because they don't sit there glued to the news. They just hear it on occasion again, and months later again, and months later again, and they're not talking about the same instances. And I've heard reasonable people say to me, I mean, there's got to be something there, right? That's a reasonable thing to say, and there's the influence. I hear you.
Well, to the Gamergate one, I want to point this out because we talked about propaganda just a little bit earlier, guys. Let's address video games for just a second. They've been saying since video games became a thing, video games cause violence. I mean, I've heard that for fucking decades now, right?
Sure.
And it never took any, never got hold. It was pretty much rejected. So what happened? Suddenly, video gamers became sexist, horribly sexist people, to the point where it was actually on a fucking TV show in prime time. Right. Citron, yes, I did read your message on Streamlabs. Thank you so much. Just because it doesn't work in one way doesn't mean they won't go after it in another. And that's what I've seen, and that's what I think is happening. Do I think it's going to be an immediate change? No, it's going to take a while. It's 20 or 30 years from now. In 30 years, if there was a huge push to get rid of the First Amendment, I wouldn't be surprised.
Steven Sperling says Pac-Man turned me to pills and Pong turned me into a homicidal maniac.
It's a bitch, ain't it? Pong made me just like want to play tennis all the time.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, Paul. And again, I don't think it's like horrible. I don't think it's like in our world. Yeah, it seems like it's coming fast and furious because we hear all the stupid shit, and we talk about it because it's fun to do.
Well, I think we also kind of look for it too, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's part of what I do. It's part of my job here, actually. So yeah, I mean, it does seem. I'm definitely more
sensitive to it,
immersed. Lady Monkey and me live in the same house, and half the time she's like, "Okay, what's going on with this? I heard something," and she just saw something on Twitter, and she knows that I'm gonna know it because it's some crazy shit. And then she goes back to watching families that live in Alaska. There's weird shit. So I get what you're saying. I do. I don't think it's going to be a like overnight change or like within the next 2 years, free speech won't be a thing anymore or anything. But man, I've seen changes coming. And again, just the free speech one. We've already had 2 laws passed in this country limiting speech that has no business being limited. None. You had the one in San Francisco where they in California, actually, from that guy from San Francisco, where if you purposefully misgender in an old folks home, that's illegal. And then the New York one where landlords couldn't purposefully misgender. Like that's not a violation of the First Amendment. And again, if they get challenged, yeah, they'll probably be overturned. But for right now, they're sitting on the books there.
I mean, all they got to do, really, they don't even have to challenge. It's like, oh, well, it was an accident.
Yeah, I would purposefully challenge it if I had the chance. I really would.
Well, you would, but most landlords don't want to have that fight. They don't want to waste their time in court, and they don't care about setting an example or, setting a precedent, I should say.
No, it's much easier to just go along to get along. which is part of the problem. That's pretty much the growth of political correctness. Instead of arguing, look, hey, if somebody tells a racist joke, it doesn't mean they're racist. It's just easier to go, yeah, we probably shouldn't tell racist jokes. There's no need for that. No need. In fact, one of the arguments on the because I don't know if you guys were listening earlier. We talked about the Trump tweet where Trump blasted Elijah Cummings and called Baltimore basically a shithole. Actually, what he said, it was infested with rats and rodents, and no person would want to live there. And Chris Cillizza, you dirty piece of shit. Let me get the tweet back up here because I want to make sure I read it right. I don't want to misquote old Chris. So that's basically what Trump tweeted out, and this was how Chris responded. Attacking a black congressman who represents a majority black district and calling it a rat and rodent infested mess. Okay. You slimy little cunt. Just say he's racist. At least have the balls to do that. I responded, he didn't say anything about race, you fucking degenerate. And somebody got mad at me. Well, you don't have to do that anyway. He shouldn't have said that. You know what? I don't care if Trump said it. I think he probably could have got away with not saying it. But it's Trump being Trump. But he wasn't being racist. Is there a need for him to do that? No. But you know what? He's got free speech just like every other fucker in our country. And again, he didn't say anything about black people. Not a word. One Ton Hammer says, I've been to Baltimore. It is a shithole. I didn't realize people didn't know.
Yeah. There was a reason why the Cleveland Browns fought tooth and nail not to go to Baltimore.
That's just funny as fuck. It's like, wait a minute, this is news?
There's a couple of cities in America that, Cleveland is a dirty, nasty place. Detroit is a fucking shithole. Baltimore is a garbage dump. I didn't know people didn't know that.
Hey, let me fill you in. Like, if Chris Cillizza had any brains, which he clearly doesn't, he's just looking to score points. If he really wanted to, it's like, Mr. President, you live in Washington, D.C. now. Don't get me wrong. I've got a lot of love for the district, but you want to talk about a rat-infested place? Literally, the river rats are fucking everywhere. Like, literally.
D.C.
Yeah. Look up Washington, D.C. rats. I'm not kidding. They've got a huge, massive rat problem. Backyards, you can't feed cats outside. You can't put bird seed. The rats will eat it. It's unbelievable. Well, of course, it's right on a river. The Potomac's right there. It's a swampy environment. It's literally built on a swamp, blah, blah. So, yeah, they got a lot of fucking rats. Chris Cillizza had any brilliance, he'd just be like, dude, check the city you live in. Why don't you do something about it? Calling other places rat holes. Do you have any idea the problems with rats the place you live in is? Or just maybe because it's not at the White House, stick them somehow. No. Chris Cillizza was rather just, you're racist.
It's racist, yeah. Well, Polly, I don't know if did you follow this story today?
I did not.
There's a guy, what's his name? Fuck, I don't have the tweet up anymore. Victor Blackwell, I think is his name. He's a host on CNN on their weekend shows. He literally cried on air about Trump's tweet. Literally cried. He had to take like 5 seconds of dead air to compose himself before he started.
Hold on, your mic cut out, or maybe because of my computer, probably. Who did on CNN cried? Who is it?
His name is, I think it's Victor Blackwell. I know his last name is Blackwell.
Okay, so he's a contributor sort of thing to CNN.
He's a host of one of their weekend shows.
Oh, all right, fair enough. I haven't heard of him, but okay.
And he cried because Trump said nobody would want to live in Baltimore. He fucking cried.
What is it with? Brooke Baldwin was the one who cried over. No, she didn't cry over boobs. What did she cry? N-bomb? When somebody was quoting someone else?
Yes, that was the N-bomb one. The boob one. She just
CNN
got
people
about.
Crying.
I don't know, man. But Polly, it was so bad. He took 5 full seconds. I was watching my other screen and just listening to it over on this one. And suddenly there was no sound. And I thinking, it must be buffering or something. I look over and nope, he's just sitting there staring at the camera, trying to get himself able to talk.
I can
But-
understand your voice cracking and needing to start a sentence over, but you know,
man, it was bad. It was bad. But there's this great part, Polly. This great part, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm just addressing Polly, but I know he'll get a kick out of this. So Polly, he's like, there's people who'd like to live there like me. I lived there from the time I was born until I went to college. Like, why
What
don't you
after
go back,
college?
man?
great question. Great fucking question.
Shithole.
You literally lived there the whole time you were a ward of your parents.
I mean, Donald Trump, in my opinion, like you can't not. So I had to see this, right? I wanted to see the video, and I just typed in. All I typed in was Victor Blackwell at YouTube. Okay, first thing that comes up is a CNN official video. CNN's Victor Blackwell tears up defending hometown over Trump attacks. Like, I
Yeah.
thought I was going to see some little scaredy cat, like some little pussy or something like that.
Oh no.
No, he's a big dude. What the fuck? How are you crying, man?
Because Donald Trump said nobody would want to live in the shithole he was born in. You know why? Because nobody
Yes.
would.
And that's when it
Miles.
hit him that he lived in a shithole.
Miles, thank you so much. Hey, Monkey, if you want to see some real depressing crap, look at Gary, Indiana, Jackson's hometown. Democrats need to show loyalty to citizens. Oh, I've heard Gary's not too nice. There's several other cities in Michigan. Ann Arbor's just a shithole. They have the college there, but Flint, oh my God, even before the water crisis. That's where Michael Moore is from. That's where Roger and me came from. Look at it. It's a fucking shithole. There's shitholes all over. And it's like calling them one doesn't make you racist. It's like, oh, you can see. Fucking hate this stupid shit. Yeah, that grown ass man, big old black man up on TV crying like a little bitch because Donald Trump said Baltimore was a shithole. It'd be like somebody crying because somebody said, New Orleans is corrupt or Chicago's corrupt.
Right. I was gonna say the big thing about Chicago is the fact that there's gentrification and Chicago is kind of a nice city. Just don't go in the South because it's a shithole.
A lot of big cities end up that way because a ton of people move in and they just can't. The resources go dry and blah blah blah.
Wait,
It happens.
what do you mean that Memphis has one of the highest crime rates in America? What? No, it's not a shithole. I live here.
What are you talking about, Eve? You can't touch my Chicago murder rate.
Actually,
Murder rate, no, but in overall crime, we're up there. We're like top 5.
Oh, okay.
Is it Flint? Is it Flint that was murder capital of the U.S. for like 2 years running a couple years back?
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Not Chicago and New York?
Yeah. Per capita, yep. Like, oh, nice.
The only reason Memphis hasn't gone under is FedEx.
Yeah.
Like, because FedEx's hub is based here, and there's still business coming in and out of Memphis because Memphis sits on the river and is a trading port of a type. It's if it wasn't for the trade and the what FedEx brings to the city, it would have been long falling to rot.
What would you going downtown and just walking around be?
What do you mean?
Are you walking in Memphis?
No, you did not.
I did. I did.
You go sit in the corner.
Oh no.
Assassin says, I left New York because I wanted to live in a country called America. Damn, son.
Anyway, yeah. Today on Twitter was kind of fun because there was a lot of stupid going on. But him crying, that was my favorite part of the day. Grown ass man crying like a little bitch over that. It's just really.
That's pretty funny.
Let's see. Gary, Indiana was the #1 murder capital for 4 years in a row.
Oh, dude,
You guys should get shirts.
Oh man, like if you've ever driven through Gary, Yeah, just keep going because you don't want to stop there at all. It's like a testament to urban decay. It's great.
Oh man, how
So-
long we been going, guys? I'm winding
beat?
down. Fat.
I don't know. I just watched a video from a guy called The Amazing Lucas, who I hadn't heard of before. And his whole thing is like turn on the camera, make fun of people, right? He's got like 393,000 subscribers. This video is a better part of 86,000 views. It's just him going, what the fuck is wrong with this guy crying?
Right?
It's a 10-minute video of just him saying, like, if this was back in the day, because you know we're not made of the same stuff anymore. We can't be. Not all of us. Because imagine this guy back in the day comes crying and it's like, I'm broken up. I just can't handle it. It's like, what happened, Roy? Did Master whip you? And he's like, no. Somebody said infested.
Yeah.
Like it's just him. And he spends like 5 minutes just on the word did. He's like, you know who lived there, Mr. President? I did. It's like, did. Past tense. You don't anymore. Why don't you live there now? Because you don't want to live there.
Yeah. I love that. That's the part that gets it, because like people would want to, you make the case, you dumbass. You literally aren't living there, even though you're a grown ass man who could.
I mean, that tells you some sad stuff when, you know, it's like, I want this clip to go viral. I've got this pathetic little show on the weekends. Even political news junkies like that moron Polydub don't even know who the hell I am. I've got to do something that's going to make me go viral. Yeah. I mean, that's how things get known nowadays, right? I got to be tweeted everywhere. How am I going to do this? Well, I'll have a real big reaction because he insults my hometown, because this is about brown and black people.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe some of it has to do, at least in terms of the MO and the reason why people do stuff like this, is because of Jon Stewart's reaction to 9/11 all those years ago? I mean, Jon Stewart did exactly the same thing on The Daily Show back then.
In the sense that it's a crowded field. They need to get noticed. They got to do something big and emotional. They've seen it be successful for other people. Yeah. I mean, what's her name? Maxine Waters is known way outside of her district in a way that she never was before. Why? Well, calling the president's entire administration a bunch of, quote, scumbags, push up on them. Like, people know how to go viral now. You got to do something that's a little standout to you. It pushes hyperbole, makes people want to speak in hyperbole.
I think we need to leave the land of hyperbole.
I don't think you can blame Stewart for that one. I think it's more of if you're talking about what we've seen recently, because we've seen a lot of people crying recently. I blame Jimmy Kimmel. That motherfucker cried.
Ooh, good call. Jimmy Kimmel crying. Excellent example, right? What did the New York Post call him? The Democrats' unintentional moral center.
Yes, yes.
Jesus Christ.
There was a headline of why he's the why he's the best of us, something like that. Yeah.
The moral soul of America or whatever. Crying because my son got surgery at a hospital, even though I pay for private health care and all children should have access to that. So what kid died, Jimmy? No kid died. My kid went in and had surgery that you paid for through private healthcare because you have a really huge 6-figure salary. Like, what? I'm sorry. What are you crying for, Jimmy? Who died? Well, I just think about all the children out there don't have access to. Then you're calling for insurance reform, aren't you?
Oh God, why is this woman in my Bear? Go sit in the corner. This Katie Bell chick, he's the one following her, and she keeps ending up in my timeline because of it. Sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject there, Polly, but I don't like her.
It's just, I mean, what?
She's a thought.
Tears equal integrity, Stephen Sperling says. Exactly. I think that was, it enters, news entertainers, right? They're not there to deliver news. I mean, what news was he delivering? Everybody already has access to the tweets directly. Anybody who has an internet connection can have direct access to those tweets. Unlike Chris Cuomo pointed out, we don't need you in the media to interpret it for us anymore, right? Everything you learn about this, you're learning through us. What,
Sarah? Well done.
I was about to say, that's what you're angry at Bear for, Monkey? What the hell?
No.
Okay, Jesus.
Sarah sent us in some country girls, man. Look at that.
She's been working on them abs. Holy fuck.
I'm not sure I can show the other one because you can kind of see her nipples through the shirt. So we'll just stop it there. No, I just we'll check the hashtag and then I'm gonna have to tap out, guys, because holy fuck.
No, but I think Sperling's remark is correct. Is that the way you get noticed is to be a honest player in one way or another, to convey integrity. Rachel Maddow's thing is, I'm smart. Come to me for the analysis and I'll explain to you how the world works. Russia, Russia, Russia for 2 years straight. Then over half of her show dedicated to Russia, Russia, Russia. Well, it turns out that the person you were waiting to indict this man disagreed with you. What does that say for your intelligence level? Well, she's a pretty sharp cookie, I mean, the people that are convinced of it are just convinced of it. They go to Don Lemon because he gives people hell. They go to Sean Hannity because he yells and screams about them goddamn liberals. It's as YouTube streamers or personality streamers, news entertainers or personality talkers,
You're not wrong. I mean, but I think we just had. I said earlier on the stream, I should have named this one "Men Are Bitches" because guys like he's just a bitch. I think he was trying for the emphasis so that he could get that attention, so he could be on, the nightly news instead of the weeknight news or the weekend news.
I agree completely. That's exactly what it was. It was a shot at virility, an attempt to be viral, to go viral, and it's
like, look how emotional I am about how fucked up this thing is. Like that he told you that city that you grew up in and know damn good and well's a shithole's a shithole. Go fuck yourself, dude. The Ass Crack team is on it tonight. Holy shit, guys. There's just a ton of eye candy over there for men and lesbians. Sorry. Ton of eye candy over there. Holy my God.
Look, I don't need more masturbation material, okay?
I'm just saying. Ask her. Damn.
Make me go look.
I don't know if I can even get through all of these. Marika on that one. Oh, damn. Look at her. Her with the gun. I keep getting distracted by look at the pictures. What is that? Breaking news. New York City police spokesman has confirmed that multiple young people were shot near a playground in Brooklyn. Beautiful. I hope they're okay, and I hope they find whatever shitbag did it. Jesus Christ, and then still more. God damn.
Wait a minute. New York has some of the strongest gun control laws in the country. How'd that happen?
Oh, it was an accident. It came from New Jersey. Yeah. What is this?
Hey, Jack. How's it going?
Hey, there's Jack.
Hey,
Good.
Jack. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm all right. How you fellas doing? And lady?
I'm okay. I'm in pain, but otherwise, there's a great.
Welcome to Comic Book Curation. My name is Polly, and joining us, as always, is Inquisitor.
Well, see, I heard somebody needed more masturbation material, so I showed up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for the ladies.
It's doing it for me, man. I'm touching myself now.
Awesome.
Massive dynamics of these gifts.
What is going on here? Oh, yeah. The Pink Lady Bandit robbed another bank. That's number 4 for her. Good job. Good job.
Pink Lady Bandit?
Yeah, apparently she brings a pink person with her when she robs banks, and this is her 4th one. She's done 2 in North Carolina. And I don't think they told us where the other 2 were at, but the FBI is like, who is this bitch?
Seriously, I thought banks were like almost supposed to be completely like rob proof now. Like you can't really rob them. Like,
Yeah, you're not getting any real money out of them anymore. You might get a couple $1,000. It's not worth it. You might. I mean, robbing convenience stores will probably get you more money these days. It's a waste of time.
Alone, you're probably right. Now, you gotta say though, the problem with saying that a bank is unrobbable is there's always gonna be some idiot out there who thinks they can prove it wrong.
well, I mean, there was that one really big attempt that got a lot of news coverage. The dude who went into well, I think it was like a team. It was like two guys with AK-47s. They had a shootout with the cops for like 20 minutes. And then eventually they get gunned down in the street. But it's the fact that they had like this massive war shootout over the fact that they went into a bank and tried to rob it. I thought that was kind of the norm.
No, when banks get robbed these days, it's usually in a small town. You go to a small bank. And like Jack said, you're not getting $50,000. If you're lucky, you'll get $5.
Oh, at most. A lot of them don't even have that much anymore, especially if they're chain or branches.
Assassin of the Grey and Eagle clarified it was the 92 LA bank heist.
Yeah, that's the one that changed a lot of the policies.
You're just going to clear out a drawer. You're basically robbing a convenience store. So
yeah. I mean,
you got the federal fucking bank to come down on your ass if they find you.
Worst. You got the feds coming after you, and that's just dumb. You're going to do a lot of time in a scary jail. I mean, federal pound me in the ass prison.
Yep.
And that's just not worth it. You're for what, a couple grand? Oh my God, you could do better ripping people off on like GoFundMe.
Yeah, just pull a Krasenstein, man.
Yeah.
Get nice and rich and give back just a little bit of it. No big deal.
Yeah, there's better white collar scams. Knocking over banks and convenience stores is just dumb. That's uneducated people crime. I mean, unless you're doing electronic, theft, it's just not worth it.
All right. We read this story on Lords of Night. This is going to be our last one tonight, guys. I got to show the picture first.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh my God.
Star Trek costume with hijab sparks debate. You bet I'm Islamifying these looks. They've changed that title. That's not what it was earlier.
No.
Earlier, it was about how much shit she was getting for it.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah. A Star Trek fan gave her cosplay ode to Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge, the character played by LeVar Burton on Star Trek The Next Generation, a personal twist by adding a hijab in a nod to her Muslim faith. While she says she received negative comments over the costume she wore at San Diego Comic-Con, they changed this too. You dirty bitches. Okay. While she says she received negative comments over the costume she wore to San Diego Comic-Con 2019, her diverse update has won praise online and caught the attention of Burton himself. Blair Imani, a Trekkie historian and author of, wait for this, guys, author of Modern Herstory, like history, but herstory.
So you didn't go out of your way to catch attention and then contact a bunch of media outlets with a studio posed picture of yourself and set costume that was deliberately designed to attract attention. You're not just a fucking, media whore looking to promote you and your book, right? No, not at all. You did it out of your love for Trek.
She's doing it because she loves Star Trek, man.
Of course. I mean, it was absolutely just trying to be part of the fandom, and us evil white gatekeepers are just trying to keep it out. It wasn't about you self-promoting at all, you miserable attention whore, at all.
Okay, as an attention whore, buy my books on Amazon. I kind of get what she's trying to do. She's pushing publicity for her crappy little girl power book.
Yeah, why didn't she just say Trump raped her? That'll get you on CNN.
Right? In a dream, just like the Vic Mignogna case. It all happened in a dream. No, this is more pandering bullshit. She's trying to get attention, and it worked. The costume looks fine. Trekkies aren't going to have a problem with the costume itself, or I don't really see you being allowed to work in engineering with the explosive nature of certain Muslim peoples, though.
Yeah.
Because the dilithium crystals and suicide vests, I don't think would work out well together. But yeah, nobody has a real problem with this. Nobody complained except people with less than 50 subscribers. A bunch of new egg accounts that are either nobodies, diehard actual white supremacists who have no friends because they live in the middle of fucking nowhere, or bots. This is a ginned up controversy, as the kids would say.
She goes on to say only 3 people approached her about presenting the male Geordie as a woman, but the addition of her hijab riled up trolls.
Sure it did. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, but you got death threats too, didn't you? That you're not able to produce.
Well, and you know what gets me is most of the Star Trek fans probably didn't even realize that it was supposed to be a hijab. They just thought it was a costume modification.
Probably.
The thing about it is, for that sort of thing, it seems like a shameless attention grab.
Of course.
That's the reason why people are, regardless of the fact that she's got a book to push or anything like that, the fact that someone is taking an established character and then, making them a woman and, putting a job, all this kinds of stuff, it just smacks of the fact that I'm doing this because I know it'll provoke a reaction. Whether it's a reaction from the white supremacist sort of crowd, or a reaction from other people sitting there saying, patting her on the back and saying, "Oh, so progressive, so great." The thing that should be concerning most people is the fact that they're doing it as a way to provoke a reaction, and that's the most disgusting bit of it. Is that they're sitting there going like, "How shameless must you be to do this specifically because you're trying to rile people up?" That's a scumbag move.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think modern Her story is about? Female genital mutilation and honor killings in the Middle East? Or do you think it's about all the trolls she has to deal with in America?
I'm guessing the second one.
I'm guessing it is too. Because it's, the life you live is so horrible. Did you drive there? Well, you wouldn't have in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, Monkey, somebody do a happy birthday song for Blind Press?
We haven't done it tonight. We can do it in just a moment.
Okay.
Modern Herstory, with a radical and inclusive approach to history, Modern Herstory profiles and celebrates 70 women and non-binary champions of progressive social change in a bold, colorful, illustrated format for all ages.
Yeah, she's a ridiculous self-promoter. End of story.
I have a question, but it's unrelated and slightly tangential. Oh, it's related, but it's slightly tangential, so I'll come back to it.
Blind Press Night might not be here, Scrappy, but that it was she did her 30th birthday stream today and stuff like that, and I just remembered that, and I thought, well, she can listen later. It's fine.
And I feel bad because we're doing Trek stuff and it's stupid Trek stuff. Real quick, I also want to get to this. LeVar Burton retweeted her and said, "Best cosplay of Geordie ever." Courtesy of my friend Blair Imani. Thank you, little sister. You honor not only me, but all the kids who see Geordie or see LaForge as a hero. Yeah.
He's just a dick. Get out of engineering. This is my domain.
See, I always suspected LeVar was woke because his daughter's kind of woke.
Yeah.
Well, he reviewed this book. He's quoted in the reviews.
Oh.
Is he?
And it lists him as LeVar Burton, actor, educator, and activist.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They also got
fuck
Keegan
it,
and Sarah.
All 5 of us are activists by their standard. I mean, what does an activist mean? Who fucking cares? Fuck off.
Okay, I know I don't show video very well, but
God damn.
That's over on the hashtag courtesy of Massive Dynamic.
Think of how strong she is because gravity is making the pendulum effect there. It's got to be a lot of work.
I wonder how long it took her to get out of that position with that pendulum effect.
I don't know. Hours.
Stuck.
She may still be there.
Oh, God.
Let me read LeVar's quote here. It said, Blair Imani is an agent of social change who uses her background in grassroots activism to tell the stories of revolutionaries, both past and present, who are the catalysts of change our world so desperately needs. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Okay, then why are you telling us? Yeah. What the fuck kind of statement is that to end your reference with? But don't listen to me. I mean, okay.
But don't listen to me in the book that I'm recommending you watch or you read.
And besides, it's her story. Shut up, penis haver.
Yeah.
What do you know about it?
Oh man, these reviews are inspiring.
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure they're all paid.
I'm sure they got everything they paid for. Yeah.
Yeah, I threw the link in the group chat for the story Monkey just read and this book in case you want to cover it on Wednesday, Polly.
No, I don't think so.
Wait, I think I've seen this book before.
Yeah, Massive has a lot of jiggling boobies. If you guys want to see
Massive has a lot of jiggling boobies.
Got to show
That's almost as good as this quote from earlier where he said black people have skin.
A little palate cleanser before we sing.
Nice.
No, the best one was
awesome.
Polly Dove touch my ass.
No, I didn't say. I said he could kiss my ass. I said I don't let people touch my butt, but he can kiss my ass. Those are two different things. Just let it happen. Blind.
Okay.
Blind. I know you're not out there. You're probably sleeping. You got kids in the morning. But somebody will get this to you. This one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Shabbat.
Happy birthday to you.
Shua.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dear Blind Press.
Blind Press.
Shabbat.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
to you.
Shabbat.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
Blind.
Blind. I hope you had a great one. I really do.
If you want to get Blind a present, her GoFundMe link is in the chat right now.
Woo!
There we go.
My
And,
dog is howling, says Zombie Duty.
See, your dog's singing along. It's a
That's right.
sing-along, like Blue's Clues.
It's not howling in pain at all. It's just
Yeah, that GoFundMe that Jack just linked, it's to fund her and Pincalo's wedding because they want to have, even though they are common law married, apparently, they want to have an official ceremony and wedding and stuff. And they don't need much, but they're trying to put together the money to have an official wedding. So
Well, that's cool.
nice.
And what better birthday present could you give than money?
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, guys, we are gonna bounce out of here because I need to lay down. Chat, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Always a pleasure. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the donations. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Who's first on the list there? Polly, anything you want to show?
Yeah, Stargazer's been generously putting up the link to my channel the whole time, so I won't annoy you
she's
with
awesome.
it again. Well, of course. But you can find, 3 people that are in this voice chat right now. And Jack, Inquisitor, and myself, doing Comic Book Curation Live every Wednesday sometime after 10 p.m. where we talk about comic books and all sorts of fun stuff in and around it. So by all means, and there's Stargazer right there with it. That's awesome. Thank you, Stargazer. So yeah, check it out. See what you think. By all means, subscribe, like, and share if you enjoy.
All right, Quiz, you're up next. Anything you want to show today?
Comic book curation, of course. I also paint Warhammer minis on Monday on Minions of the Zoo. And I also have my own channel, which is kind of dead at the moment. All of our D&D games have kind of gone the way of the dinosaur, but I'm in the works of getting another group together to start a Curse of Strahd campaign. So that'll be kind of cool if you're into D&D and like watching people play D&D. Hit me up.
All right, and Eve, you're next. Anything you want to show out there?
Yes. Well, I will link my Twitter, my YouTube channel, and as well as my Twitch channel, which I started streaming on today. I'm actually doing the restream thing that Satsu suggested that he uses. So I'm simulcasting to both YouTube and Twitch, and I'm doing video game live streams. So as well as a link to the Minions of the Zoo channel, where I sometimes host as well. The Inquisitor just mentioned. Yeah, and I have a stream tomorrow night if you guys want to come check it out.
All righty, and Jack, my man, anything you'd like to shill out today?
I'm just going to throw the links to my most recent videos in the chat. And as always, make sure you give Monkey some money on Patreon or buy a shirt on Teespring.
Yeah, there's some cool shirts. You should grab one. Let's see. Tonight is Sunday. No Lords of the Night, but we are on Satsu's channel, 7 p.m. over on his second channel, 2 cents plus. We'll be playing some more No Man's Sky, 7 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Come check it out. We've been having a lot of fun with that. And with that, chat. Thanks for coming, hanging out. Polly, Quiz, Eve, and Jack, thank you guys so much for joining me. Everybody have a wonderful Sunday, and we will see you next time.
Have a good day, everyone.
Hi, guys.